Hello there, Pisces. It's a stormy day in Northwest Washington. I'm Michele, and I have nothing better to do than to read the tarot for you. So I spread some cards out and it's all ready to go. And this reading for you, Pisces, is all about getting a handle on your own feelings of restlessness in your life. Yeah, I'm really feeling like if you resonate with the idea of faking your own death and restarting somewhere new so that you can get out of the get away from ungrateful people and responsibilities that you never signed up for, all right, then stick around for this reading and make sure and give it a thumbs up. But otherwise, if you don't resonate, if that's not the story that you meant to tune into, then make sure and check out the readings for your moon, your rising, your Venus, your Mars. Different placements in our charts can light up at different times in our lives. I have on my channel, I've got the whole zodiac. I've got readings for the whole zodiac, and I post them every day. And there are plenty of other YouTube tarot readers out there that you can choose from as long as you get the message that you need to hear. I hear my train friend coming, so I'm gonna have to probably be like, and wait for a second. Something about the train. I think there's certain Pisces in the train. They seem to go together. Okay, so first thing I did before I pulled all the rest of the cards to look at the story as it plays out is I pulled an affirmation so I know what to stick with. I have the power to create the life that I want. That's the affirmation that wanted to come to you to say, hey, Pisces, not only are you entitled to live life the way that you want to live it, you have the ability to do it. So it's like sometimes we're like, well, we don't have both. We know that we're supposed to be able to, but we don't have the tools. You actually already have the tools. And that is also highlighted in the card that I pulled for what to embrace going forward, is this feeling of knowing what you want for the next chapter of your life and having the tools and the ability to manifest it. These are wands. This lady's holding wands and she's ready to make what she wants going forward happen. So this is the power that you want. But in the past, I was looking at your internal landscape of what's going on in your life right now, where you're at. And in the past, I got that you didn't feel like you had power over your material world. This is the card of Virgo in the archetypal personalities of the tarot. She's like, this lady has control over her resources. See, I told you that train was coming. And I can't think when it's tooting in my ear. Okay. So, get a grip, Michele. Come back. So you don't feel like you have control because people want so much from you. If there could be several things that are happening for Pisces right now. One could be that you're not able to earn at the potential that you want to because other people are requiring so much of your time so that you're not able to work or, work on projects that will get you money. Or the money that you do earn is automatically gone because you can't say no to people. Now, it's either that you have an obligation to your family. That's good if you're supporting your family the way that you should. But it's also that people are demanding because they know they can, right? All they have to do is give you a little bit of a guilt trip and you're like, oh, okay. And it's like, geez, will these people ever leave me alone? I hear you, Pisces. I hear that happening inside of you because I felt it inside of me as I was shuffling the cards. I felt like all of this pressure that I just wanted to run away from. It's not fair. It's what people are asking from you is not fair. And you don't know how, you haven't known how in the past to say that actually, you have to let me do things for myself. You get to do things for yourself. You get to keep your money when you get it. You get to go and work and have somebody else take care of all the loose ends while you're working and earning money. Why can't I do the same, right? So going forward, you have the power to create the life that you want. And you're learning a lot. Here's the positive thing, Pisces. You're learning a lot about the true nature of the people that you're connected with right now. Because for some reason, they think that you're just somebody that they can do that to. And like, you wouldn't do that to somebody else. So what makes them think that it's okay to do that to you? I'm not going to put the blame on you this time. I'm not going to blame the victim, Pisces, for this, because I feel like you try to say something. We have the Page of Swords here in your internal landscape. You try to tell them that you need some space. You try to set boundaries, but they just mow right over it, and it's just completely inconsiderate. All right. The best thing you can do in that kind of scenario is be busy. Be too busy. And tune out the feeling like you're a bad guy, because they're being bad guys and they don't even care, right? I know Pisces, I'm a Pisces rising. I like to imagine a good world where everybody treats each other well and you don't have to be crappy to other people. But to me, being too busy to show up for other people is rude. To show up for the people that I love. To me, that's a rude thing to do. I wouldn't want somebody to do that to me. But it's the true nature of our human existence, is that we are part wild animal. We are part of what we evolved from. So there is still this aspect of human nature that takes for granted what they can easily have. And that's what is happening. And you have to be aware of it and love yourself so much that you will protect you over protecting them. That is, unless they're actual children, okay? But be realistic about your adolescent children and what they should be entitled to. Just saying. This card came up twice in what's going on for you internally. I pulled this little one to clarify your affirmation that I have the power to create the life that I want. This card came up to clarify it, and I was like, what does that mean? Well, because typically this card is associated with someone that has a lot of good stuff going for them, and they're ignoring the gifts, and they're just kind of being pouty McPouty, sitting under the tree and feeling sorry for himself, right? And this is what's going on here. And I was like, who is it? Is it you, or is it the other people? And I think, not trying to be a victim blamer, I think there's this aspect of you that has a really, really good life, but there's more that you want. But instead of being like, yay, I get to have that stuff, you're like, I don't get to have what I want. And that's how these people are in your circle, and you haven't gotten rid of them yet. In fact, you enable them because you identify with their sad story. You're like, I would like it if somebody did me a favor, if somebody did me a solid and helped me out and boosted me up in this way. That's why I'm doing it for you. I would like it to happen for me. And so that's why those people are okay to be in your circle. All right. So there's that. Okay. So what do we have for the advice for that? The people in your circle that are feeling sorry for themselves and are constantly being given a leg up by you. Look at this. The Six of Pentacles comes in, and it's like, you don't have to cut them off completely. You don't have to be crappy to them, but you have to remember the balance. You see the balance of the scales? This wealthy man, do you think a wealthy man would ever give away so much that he would have nothing left for himself? That he would ever give away so much that he wouldn't be able to invest and to create more money? To be able to work to earn his own cash? To buy his own nice clothes? He has to always remember the balance for himself. He's never giving away more than what he can keep for himself for creating more money later. So that's the balance that has to be struck. If you do want to help these people, you have to always be looking out for your own best interest first, because they're not looking out for your best interest. Okay. So never give away more than what you need for later on. When they call and ask you to leave work early, to leave your work early because they need your help with some silly thing that they could handle on their own, just say, no, actually, I've got to work. This is my priority right now. Working for myself is a priority right now. Okay. Wow, what's this Three of Cups? We have the Four of Cups and we have the Three of Cups. And yeah, like I said, the advice for that is to make sure that you are busily occupied with things that give you a great amount of pleasure. Make sure that the friends that you're associating with are very supportive of you doing you. Most of my viewers are female or identify as female. So I am speaking about the sisters that boost us up. And I know that we can have sisters that ask too much, but I'm sure, Pisces, that you have sisters that boost you up and tell you, honey, you shouldn't be doing so much for that kid. Or, my dear, why are you letting him use your car when you need to use it to get to work? Stuff like that. These are the acquaintances that we need to have. Yeah. What is this? This lack of commitment. So it's this feeling inside like other people don't celebrate me. Other people don't celebrate my other people don't celebrate my triumphs. So definitely that's something that's happening. Other people are not celebrating your successes, and therefore you don't think your successes are important. You need to be celebrating your successes and associating with people that will celebrate your successes. So yeah, I definitely hear that you need to be joining some clubs, some groups of like-minded people that have the same kinds of goals in mind. But I think right now the people that you're spending the most time with, they can't relate with the things that are important to you, especially when it comes to the economic realm, right? Your success, your career, things like that. They can't relate with that. So you need to be associating with those kinds of people. The Seven of Pentacles came up in reverse. It's like, don't wait for those people that are close to you to be excited about what you are excited about, because they're not. And don't expect them to. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself when they don't get excited about your success. Don't wait for them to do that, because it's not going to happen. No matter how much you tried to foster in them how proud you are of them for what they've done, they're not going to do the same. Don't wait for it. Get it from somebody else. Don't expect it. You're like, what about these relationships that I've been working on, but that I've been investing in? Like, does it amount to nothing in the end? Especially if it's like your kids, you know? Especially if it's your kids. You're raising them up and you're letting them go out in the world. And that's just, like, people bounce into our lives and we feel compelled to help them. And then we got to let it go. We can't expect them to be there for us. We just can't. We can't expect them to be there for us in the same way that we could at that time be there for them. But I'm hearing that you need to remember, my dear, you need to remember the people that you do have. I think there's been way too much focus on the people that let you down and not enough focus on the people that you do have, on the gifts that you do have, what you do have going for you. If you can spend much more time meditating on your gratitude for the supportive people, for the supportive work that you've been doing, if you could put much more focus on that rather than how people let you down, I can see a lot more happiness and satisfaction in your future. And you may not need to fake your own death to get away from these people. Here's another way. You could fake your own death, but I mean, you could kill something inside of you, and that's that martyr that's in there that has to always be good. Because I'm really feeling like Pisces is like, I have to always be a good person or else people are going to hate me, right? Kill that person. Get rid of that person. Pretend they died and let them go. And other people will be like, where did that always obedient, always serving Pisces go? Where did they go? They disappeared. They must have died. And actual Pisces is like, yeah, and here I am, the person that's replacing them. This is me. I'm the person that's not afraid to have a little conflict. When somebody comes up on me and says, you didn't do this for me. You didn't show up for me in this way. You're like, okay, I didn't. What are you gonna do about it? And just let that guilt trip bounce off of you. Easier said than done because you're so empathetic to other people's pain. But I'm hearing that you project a lot more pain onto them than they're actually feeling. Try it. Just try it for a couple of weeks. Try just not showing up for people that don't actually need it showing up for. Do it a little bit at a time. Take baby steps if you need to, and see what happens when you just don't react to their guilt trips. See what happens. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. This is where I need to close out. If you loved it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want more messages. I'll make another reading like this for you in 2 weeks. We'll see where you're at there. And in the description box below, you'll find a link to my Instagram. You can come follow me over there and we can be friends because I can't see who's following me on YouTube. Okay? I love you. I'll catch you later.